Hey there, welcome to May. Whether you are a Scorpio sun, moon, rising, Venus, or even a cross watcher, hello and welcome. I do hope that this video finds you relatively well and in good spirits, and if it doesn't, then I hope it offers some tools or reflections for whatever you're experiencing throughout this month. I do have an astrology blog linked down below, so for those of you who are interested more in the astrological side of things as well as the tarot, I do recommend that you take a look there. I actually spent a lot of time on this one because there is a lot going on for the month of May. We have 3 planets going retrograde as well as a north node, south node shift, which only happens every 18 months. So there's actually a lot that's going to be happening this month, but it's overall, I think it's going to kind of be a slower month than people are hoping it to be. I hate to say that, but there are still plenty of opportunities for people. It doesn't mean that it's going to be all bad, but the energy, it's definitely nice to have an ability to sort of navigate what exactly is going to be happening. So I do highly recommend looking at that blog. Again, that's down below, as well as links for personal readings and Reiki sessions, which are currently 20% off. I do have links for donations for people who feel so called, as well as links for all of my social media, my Facebook and Instagram, where I post updates, announcements, and sporadic videos on there as well, for those of you who like to have some more guidance throughout the month in addition to these videos. I do also want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's actually through that this channel is able to keep growing, and I'm able to continue putting out all of those messages, and I really, really appreciate it. It's actually one of the best ways to support this channel, so thank you all who have done that in the past and who have done that for this video. I appreciate it. So I am going to start shuffling for you now, Scorpio. I'm really curious to see what we have for you this month. And as I'm shuffling, I'm going to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It is up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. If it doesn't resonate or you'd just like greater clarity on something, you're more than welcome to check out the video for your moon, rising, or Venus sign. And if you don't know what those are, I have a natal chart calculator linked down below that should be able to help you figure some of that out. Interesting. So what are the messages for Scorpio? We have a Fool in reverse. Tell me more. Tell me more about this Fool. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries. I think it's really just a message not to rush into anything, to be honest with you, Scorpio, because especially if we are looking at a relationship this month, if we are kind of coming for love advice, we do have a Venus retrograde that is actually going to be taking place on the 11th. We've been in the pre-shadow phase for about a month now, since April 9th. We've sort of seen things start to slow down a little bit, maybe a little breakdown in communication, or maybe being attracted to the wrong people. That's also possible as well. And Venus retrograde isn't all bad. I know it's kind of an intense time, regardless of whether you are in a relationship, you're in a connection with somebody, or you're single. It does kind of add some tests. It does bring whatever's kind of been at the bottom of the pot boiling to the surface, okay? So there may be some patterns that you're facing, there may be some conflicts that arise, and while it's true that it can end relationships, it can also make relationships. So just kind of be aware that you're going to be going through this sort of purification process. I've likened it to refining gold. You're getting all of that impurity out until all you're left with is pure gold. And, you know, this is a big month for you relationship-wise as well. Just because we are in Taurus season still, and we do have a lot of planets in Taurus, which is your opposite sign. And whenever we're dealing with opposite sign stuff, we are dealing with relationships as well. So let's see here. And it doesn't have to just be relationships. Wow, that's a lot of cards. But they flew out, so I'm trusting all of these. I was just about to say, Empress and the Seven of Pentacles coming up together. This doesn't necessarily have to be about a relationship. It can be for some of you. It could also be a work opportunity or career, you know, with this Empress especially. And you might be putting a lot of hard work into something, or you have been putting a lot of hard work into something, and you're sort of reassessing, where am I putting my energy? And I think for this, at least for the start of this month, Scorpio, you're kind of in a more receptive mode. And you're trying to see what's coming to you. Maybe you've already done the work, and now you're waiting for something to bloom here. Something to grow. And if you are trying to make that happen, to kind of take it slow or to kind of curb your expectations for this month, because you do have that Fool in reverse. Don't rush into something. Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords is also coming out together here. Someone around you might be trying to swindle you or take advantage of you, but I feel like you're aware of it and you're not jumping into that. And trust that, you know, don't take the first opportunity that comes your way. Whether that's love, whether that's work, even if you're out of a job right now, obviously you use your own intuition and discernment for that, but even if you're out of a job and you're kind of waiting to hear some multiple offers here, or you get one offer, don't necessarily take the first offer that you're given. Because you've put in a lot of yourself, a lot of hard work into something, and I wonder if someone is trying to profit off of that or take advantage of that, take advantage of you. Especially if you're dealing with a Libra, Taurus, or an Aries. And it's like, it only gets sweeter with time. For some reason, that's coming up as well. It only gets sweeter with time. Whatever it is that you're waiting on in your life, could be multiple things, I'm sure. And if you're waiting for someone to give you some money or to give you some recognition, you might get it, but it's like by the time you get it, it's less than what you thought it was. I feel some of you are actually reassessing a situation here. Is this really worth my while? And, you know, with this Empress card, you're looking really, really good at the start of the month here, especially with the Scorpio full moon that we're going to be having on May 7th. That's going to be really nice for you. It's going to give you a lot of energy, and it's really going to make you turn some heads, I think, and it's also going to make... It has a potential to really help you tap into your confidence. And to really let go of any doubts that you have or any self-esteem issues, to kind of transmute those. You could do a ritual that night. Know your worth. Yeah, Three of Cups, celebrating. I feel like for the second half of the month, some of you actually could be coming together with people. Celebrating something. It's really important for you to connect with other people. And, you know, maybe even depending on where you are, you might be seeing, you might actually be celebrating with people around you. That's possible. It's just really important for you to connect to people right now, or towards the end of May. I feel like as we're kind of getting into Gemini season. My goodness, Scorpio, the Star and the Lover, star-crossed lovers here. Something is unfolding, but you do have a Queen of Cups in the reverse. Really follow your intuition here. I almost wonder if some of you have like multiple people in your scope. That's possible. But this Queen of Cups in reverse, it's kind of interesting. I want to pull... I feel like it's your energy, actually, Scorpio. Tell me more about this Queen of Cups in the reverse. The Devil. Okay, yeah. It's really important for you not to lose yourself in a connection. I see that as sort of a tendency here. That's kind of the Queen of Cups. She can really... She's very intuitive. She's very sensitive. And she can kind of lose herself in her environment or the people around her. She becomes very identified with that. And I'm sort of seeing that with this Devil. There might be this really profound or really amazing connection. And maybe that's what you're celebrating. Or maybe you meet this person while you're celebrating something. It's like they come in almost like a gift, or coming together. But it's important for you to really strike a balance here. Because some of you are afraid of this, actually. It's almost like too good to be true. And if that's a feeling that's coming up for you, it might not necessarily have anything to do with this other person. Okay? I will, again, disclaim that this is a Venus retrograde, and we shouldn't necessarily be rushing into things if this is a new connection. If this is an established connection, however, if this is someone that you know, or someone you've been involved with before, I really feel like you're going to be having this shift, especially towards the end of the month, that's really going to help you deepen the connection. It's really going to help forge it. Could be with a Capricorn, could be Aquarius, Gemini. We had Libra and Taurus as well. Doesn't have to be any of these signs. Someone might just have a lot of these placements in their chart. Could even be another water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But it's like... how I'm sort of relating to is it's not necessarily the person or even the situation that feels really good. You know, if you have a new opportunity coming in, something that you're celebrating here, it's almost like don't put all your eggs in one basket, or don't put too much weight on this at once. It's almost the energy behind it that gives me that sort of pause, like something might not be balanced here. But overall, I think you're dealing with that. And maybe that's why it's important to surround yourself with multiple people. Don't get wrapped up in one person, even if it's just surrounding yourself with friends. And if you're struggling in a relationship or in a connection, maybe asking for help, calling on support here, having a conversation. There's a lot of love here. I'm going to pull one more card, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards here as well. High Priestess. Interesting. Yeah, you really have to be open. Because I think things are going to become clearer over time. Trust that you're being guided towards something, maybe a person or another sort of commitment. That's very, very possible here. Some of you are bringing these two opposite sides within yourself into balance with this Lover's card. And the High Priestess, really listening to your intuition, getting into that flow state. And it's not necessarily a mental knowing. And that's why I'm telling you, don't try and figure everything all out at once. sometimes when you do that, you actually shut down your intuition. Pay attention to it, though. You might be having a lot of doubts. And don't let fear, or don't let your shadow or your old ways of being hold you back from experiencing love. Whether that's the love of the people around you, the love of a partner. The star tells me you're really doing some heart healing, maybe even some energy healing. Wow. I want to pull an animal card here just to see what they have to say about this month for you. You can trust your intuition, Scorpio. I know it's scary, and sometimes our intuition just leads us to experiences that we need to have to grow. But even that's valuable, even if it means we get a little hurt. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. We have the elephant, the beaver, and the scorpion all coming out here. We have you as the scorpion here. There is a conflict that needs, or not even a conflict, tension between you and someone that you care about that does need to be addressed. There may be sort of an eruption or someone who says something, kind of some stinging words, someone may lash out. Could very well be you, Scorpio. But I actually think in dealing with this, it helps open things up. And with the beaver, this is a long-term commitment, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to commit to someone this month, even. But that this situation requires a lot of your investment. It requires effort. It requires work to build this dam, this den, this home for you and maybe another person. Or the people that you care about. And if you are working on something, a project, your career, it's the same thing. It's going to require some commitment here, but I feel like you're already experiencing some sort of reward here. And elephant is faith and trust. And this has been coming up in almost all of the readings, this elephant card. And elephant is the remover of obstacles and also the creator of them. It's trusting that we are being divinely guided, and certain things may close off because we're not ready to experience them yet, or we may be redirected towards another thing. Trusting in this direction, this guidance. But I don't think you're even going to have an answer, and I know that's going to drive you crazy, Scorpio. But you're drawn to someone, or you're coming together with someone or something, a part of yourself. And that it's leading you into a very, very beautiful direction. And you feel it in your heart, but in your mind, you don't know what to do still. You're trying to figure things out as this high priestess. And this could also be energy around you. Maybe you feel the connection and the other person doesn't. Or they just don't know what to do with it. So take your time with this. It's not something that's necessarily going to happen all in May. I really want to preface that, but it's like, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever issues that come up for you, it's bringing in a really amazing love connection for a lot of you, or really deepening your relationship with somebody already. And it's not about rushing into things. It's taking time. And maybe some of you are afraid that, for those of you who are wondering if like isolation or quarantine was trying to stop you from being with this person, I feel like it's more there was something that needed to be resolved or healed either within you or within them, and I think over this Venus retrograde period between May and June, it's going to be coming to the surface. It's going to be something that is going to be worked on. You know, it really is almost like follow your intuition. Like if something feels good, go with it, but also play hard to get a little. You know, don't just give your heart away to somebody. Wait for them to earn it. And I know with isolation, a lot of people are feeling lonely or really wanting to connect with people. And there may be multiple people around you or multiple people you're kind of entertaining, but you'll know. I feel like this person's very intuitive, the one you're connecting to with this High Priestess. And some of you are afraid to connect to this person because in the past you have lost yourself in relationships, or because you over-identified with relationships in the past. That it's actually made you guarded and closed off. And you've made that mean that relationships are scary or bad, but it's actually the way that you related to relationships, most likely due to childhood issues, unresolved childhood trauma. Not necessarily hard trauma, but soft trauma, the ways we were grown up, the ways we were conditioned. It doesn't have to be abuse, always. But it really looks amazing for you, Scorpio. And it might just be an issue of timing. And that's such a theme for this month, my goodness. With all of these planets going retrograde, things are really slowing down. And I know for May, a lot of people are raring to go. They want to go back to like a normal pace. I don't think we're really going to be seeing that. And if you find yourself kind of being rushed forward, it might be overwhelming, actually. And you might just want to take a little extra time for yourself. And that applies to all areas of your life. But wow, you're really being pulled to something very, very special. And you may not have all the details for how that's going to play out or how it's going to work between you and somebody else or you and your goals. But keep following your heart. Don't close off your heart to this because it's so beautiful. And those are all the messages I am getting for you right now, Scorpio. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you think this is talking about, what's coming up for you. I'd love to hear. I'm not able to reply to all the comments, obviously, but I do read them, so it's nice to kind of see what people have to say, and I love when people open up and support each other as well, especially during times like this. I think it's so interesting to me how you can have this one reading apply to so many people. So many people will resonate with it. And it just goes to show that we're never really alone. We really are all kind of in the same storm together, even if we're in different boats. And I think that's really amazing. It's been super eye-opening to me. I love that part of my work, just being able to witness that and see that. So thank you all who have supported this channel. And again, all of my links are down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Scorpio. Happy May. Much love to you.